SJ, welcome to Mvskoke Radio, your weekly source for tribal and community news, interesting guests and discussions, plus a local events calendar. SJ, Stone Go, Gary Fife, Jawa Jeff Geddos, Mvskoke Radio, Wow, I couldn't get it out. Sitting here in the studio with my colleague, Morgan Taylor. Good morning.
Good morning, SJ, everyone.
Good morning is German. There. That's German.
There you go.
We have a lot of fun here lined up for us today. First of all, we will be speaking with Joshua Wynn from Community Research and Development. He's been putting out an events calendar for our tribe for a bit now, and we're going to talk to him about what goes in it, how you can access it, where to find it, and be part of it. Get your event out there and do a little publicity. And in the second segment of the program, we have the pleasure of welcoming back Winnie Cooper, our wonderful musician from Henrietta. She brought her beautiful voice and guitar in to share some of her music and give us an update on the things that are going on as far as her musical world is going. So we're going to have some fun with that one, I hope. But first of all, welcome, Joshua. We appreciate you making time to come in today. How are you doing there?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Now, as I said, you do a kind of a community calendar for the tribe. We do announcements, but we can't catch everything. And from what I've seen, you get a lot more out there than we do. But first of all, what's the product you put out? What is that thing there?
Well, a lot of announcements come from events from our communities, our 24 communities on our reservation. A lot of them are either open events for everyone to come and have fun, or fundraisers for families or for communities who want to do more projects for their citizens and their boundaries, or just mainly or like into school year type things for kids and families to come out and have fun.
Yeah, and I was talking to you, last week or sometime, and we talked about how there's so much more involvement between communities and with, the general citizens.
Mm-hmm.
And I credited him for doing that. I think that he's doing a really good job in his position and getting everybody involved and getting these events pumped up and getting a lot of people out there. You have some big stuff coming up at different community centers, right?
Yeah, actually, we also we started last week with Holdenville Indian Community when they hosted a Majestic Championship Wrestling last week.
Wow, that would have been fun.
That was and what they're doing this year is they're going to be using most of Mvskoke Reservation as their summer tour of the res shows. They're starting in Holdenville, they're going to be going to Wetumpka, then they'll be coming out to Wilson in July, and we'll end it all back in Wetumpka in September.
Now, these are wrestlers? Are they
professional wrestlers, yes.
Okay, so we get to actually see somebody put a Bulgarian headlock on somebody.
Yes, you will. And you might get a chance too, Gary. So.
Oh, I wrestled in high school, actually, so no, thank you.
Is it res rules? No.
No, we can't do res rules, not like basketball. So.
No flying elbows.
Well, you might be able to do that, get away with it.
Okay, yeah, you always make the ref look in the other direction.
Yes, you always make the ref look the other way. So.
No, he's evil. Don't let him do that. The idea behind your what would you call that? Your notice, your program.
I'm the community specialist for community research and development for our tribe, and I think the goal for me was to get people to know that their community centers are there for them, and not just it's for all Creek citizens within the boundaries. They all could go to wherever community they feel, wherever they reside at, and that way to get more active participation. More stuff going. I think there's a lot more out there than people realize with these community centers. You just need a lot more activity going out there, and they can see more, and also to be able to meet new people in the area, meet the board members, meet the elders, take care of the elders. We can learn a lot from our elders when we go to the community centers, and so, but also be able to get more involved in a way to help build up our people up and stuff like that.
Well, from what I've seen, it includes a lot more than what we can do here with the limited time we have. We, get in as many as we can when we can. But you've got a more comprehensive list of stuff going on. So, in what I see, then, that it really helps to tie our communities together. I mean, they all feel like they got a part of it and a stake in the process, right?
Yes, that's one thing we want to work on, or that we've been trying to bring about, is the communities working together. We're all here for our same Mvskoke citizens, and to be able to share ideas and just go support each community like you would do your child's team. Go support each wherever they do.
I think before it kind of felt a little cliquey,
Yes.
like little cliques, oh, they're from that community center or they're from that community center. But now it's seeming like there's more together, more of these. Like, I think the big thing was the gathering of communities.
Yes.
I think that helped so much. That was a really fun event last year, the first annual gathering of communities. We saw so many people come together that were community members and even non-community members. And looks like we're having a second annual.
Yeah, we'll be having a second one on September 9th. We already have our two. We'll have live music there again. We're still working on other details, but we are going to have our live music, and we're also going to have our second annual Super Chief Wiffle Ball Classic between our boards and our councilmen.
That was hilarious. That was so funny. That was just the greatest game ever.
Well, that's what we're after. No, by the way, you've got a wonderful musician sitting right over there. So
If you need live music, yeah.
Yeah. So we have to talk to her after this.
cut a deal. Now, as the things I think have been changing, I've seen a lot of our communities drawing together and people rallying behind the philosophy and thinking of Mvskoke Nation. And I think a lot of that changed after the McGirt decision and when the reservation was reaffirmed. I mean, saying, hey, you guys, you're still a reservation, and the state of Oklahoma is just going to have to deal with it.
And, one of the things I encourage the board or the community is to realize that, and I'll always say this since I've been there, is like, the communities are the backbone of this nation, so we have to keep this nation strong. And we're the people, and we of course we still strive off the tribal towns from the old days. I think that's what we are. We're still the backbone. We still make things happen without having to go through all the way up to the top. We can do it within our own communities.
Yeah, some of those community centers are really, rural, and so that's sometimes the only communication that some of those rural people have is through their community centers. And so it's important, to be involved and share with your citizens,
Well, in that sharing, I guess the question I want to ask you is there more activity going on in those communities than, say, on the northern half, getting up around Tulsa and that sort of thing? I know the Indian Center up in Tulsa is active, but as you have pointed out, we don't often hear from the rural communities down there. So, in your opinion, is there a lot more going on down there than up here, so to speak?
I think so. I think a lot more rural communities are starting to get more out there. I think they're starting to get more young ones to be active out there as well. I think that's a good helpful thing. But yeah, I think no one, there's always seemed like that there's always that line, but I think we're starting to become equal among all the communities now. We're just not looking up towards them like, okay, well, they could do that, but we could do that down here too.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, I think I think everything's on the up and up right now. So.
And recently, Yardika expanded the boundaries, right?
We're right now they're still we're working on that, but Yardika was one of the ones that have grown in the last year or so. And they all started with just going out they started off with the Creek Festival Parade, and from there they've done other things. They had for their own Halloween they had 150 people come through.
Gosh. So
and that's the best part. I think when this all started was like October, when everything started building up. When like I told you earlier, out of our 24 communities, 18 of our communities in October did something for for the public. And we don't just restrict it. I mean, yeah, we like to have law increases, but we also want to let people know that in our towns that we're here.
Right.
Well, let's take a sample of the listings that you put out. So maybe you can read off a couple of events for us there.
Okay, and some of the small things are happening. Like Omogi Indian community, they started their exercise program. They have a walking class actually starting today from 1:30 to 3, and they do that every Monday and Wednesday throughout the month, throughout the summer. And they're also going to have a lot of these communities are getting ready for their Junior Olympics. They're getting their teams ready, and like even Omogi's going to have their practice tonight at Harmon Stadium. So that's become a serious thing now. So I think everyone has to beat Glenpool this year.
Yeah, they seem to rise to the top.
So I think everyone sees Glenpool as the top dogs. I think they're going to try to knock them off this year. Also, these communities, they do a lot of stuff for the elders as well. They're going to have Indian taco sale for the elders community, so they could do other things as well. They have one coming up on Friday from 10 to 3 at their community center.
Here?
Yes.
Okay.
And also, I look at, a lot of communities, like we have Wilson in Omogi County as well. They started their exercise class, and they have their exercise class Monday, Fridays, and Saturdays and they have an activity gym back there that they're able to use, and that's what we've been using. We also have a basketball court out there as well too, so we're able to use that for anyone that wants to use it. Also, they're having a bake sale on Friday as well, from 10 to noon. So if you go get Indian taco, go get your dessert from Wilson over there at
Indian
Realty.
taco is dessert.
And also, just another thing is that on June 3rd, they're having an indoor flea market in our activity gym, which is air conditioned. So so if people want to come and get a part of that, just contact Wilson Indian Community Center and get in there, and we'll have an air conditioned room for y'all to be in.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Now make sure people know where Wilson is.
Wilson Indian Community, the best way I could describe it is out there next to Wilson Public Schools on Wilson Road.
In Oklahoma.
In Omogi County.
Okay.
Just right. It's probably about 10 minutes from Omogi.
If you take the back way from Omogi to
into
Henrietta,
that,
you'll run right into it.
Yeah, you'll run right into it.
Oh, well, Morgan, let me ask you, you're from the southern part of the nation, so to speak. Do these kind of things, is a lot of it going on? Has it changed? People becoming more involved that you've seen?
Well, I can say it's changed, especially from where I'm from and like where my family's from, the Yardika community. That one's kind of been on and off, and where they are now, it used to be a Head Start, and my brother went there, and so they've been an on and off community for some time. And I don't know, that's a very rural area. It's in Henrietta, technically, but the county's McIntosh County. So there's people that live sparsely, and then, but there's two different, and with the expansion of the boundaries, there's several different Indian churches within that boundaries and two different stomp grounds. So I think that if they get enough word out there, they could get those people to come and join and do things together that aren't necessarily traditional or ceremonial,
Yeah, I understand. Let me ask both of you now. Are the current efforts to notify the people out there working, do you think? Do we need to do more? Is there gaps? Are people paying attention to what there might be hearing from the tribe and Mvskoke Media even?
I feel like it's like hit and miss.
Yeah, it depends on what it is. But there are more people down, especially down south, more like word of mouth.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's we have, we have a lot more elders who live in the southern part of our nation here.
For sure.
So they're traditional. They're more like I got to hear from the person first before I hear it from newspaper or Facebook or radio.
Okay, we're still the fake media, huh? Hey, knock it off. Okay, well, I was kind of wondering about that sometime, whether or not even this show, Mvskoke Radio, is heard down there, and whether it makes an impression or not.
And I really haven't. I'll be honest, I haven't heard anything, so I'm not going to say no or yes on that one.
Yeah.
So, but I will push it more for y'all to get out
Good,
there.
yeah.
Well, like my cousin Mike, he's but he's in his like early 50s. He's kind of more technological. He tries to reach out to elders in the community. He lives down there. He tries to spread news. He tells me a lot of things. Gives me a lot of information about what they got going on from time to time, and so he really tries. When he's not working, it kind of everybody also has their own lives. So it's hard to try to take on that responsibility for some.
Yeah. I understand. And word of mouth has always been the strongest means of communication among
Yeah.
our people, no matter where you go.
I told Mike he should just walk up the property to the very highest rock and just yell.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like we should yell out the window here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Smoke
are you-
signals. Yeah.
Hey, we got a show
Well, that's
here.
one of the things I encourage a lot of communities when they have like meetings and stuff. Like not everyone has Facebook. Not everyone's going to look at their phone for that stuff. So get out there, do the old traditional way. Send a mail. Send a flyer through mail. Walk up to the door. Sometimes, or just place it on their door, or place the advertisement on their community building itself. Because some people I know, or even like start a community board where people hang up stuff.
Right. Yeah, that would be good. If
You
they
know,
drive by and
I
can see
might
it.
have some reservations about going up to somebody's door, though. I mean,
Well, nowadays, but
Indian dogs over on.
Maybe out there too. I don't know. I don't know if I would approach every door, but
the one thing I learned about, especially the rural ones, is that they all know each other. Even the dogs know who they are. So
yeah,
coming up,
that's for
so-
sure.
Strange but true. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can sniff you out.
Yeah, good one, good. All right, now, is there anything coming up now that you want to highlight, or perhaps if someone wanted to get their information shared through your system here, how do they get in touch with you?
Well, if it's a community based, communities just email me, just contact me and give me information about it, or email me the flyer. So if anyone comes up, they could always go to the community nearest to them, or if they don't know what community they're part of, contact me at Community Research and Development, and we'll get their address verified. Then they can also give me information about the upcoming event or something like that too. So
Yeah. So how would they get involved? Just send you address, CDIB, or
well, the only thing and that's what we encourage. Like there's no really qualifications other than being a Creek citizen, and you make sure you reside in that community's boundaries. That's the only things you really need. Every Creek citizen, whether they go even though we want them to be more active in the community, even if they don't go, they're still part of that community. So if they're not sure about it, they can always contact me at 918-732-7964, and then we'll verify their address and let them know where they're what community they be part of.
yeah. And we got the Junior Olympics. Your elder stuff, and then your wrestling. So you got something for all ages, all people.
Yeah. In fact, even like for the first time this year, FC Tulsa professional soccer team, they're going to be having an Indigenous night. They're going to be sending me a link to give to the Creek citizens to get discount prices.
I used to play first soccer team Northeastern State College ever had. Probably the worst soccer team in history. I mean, I remember one Tulsa team beat us like 18-1, and that's like 1,000-2, in football or something. Well, I tell you what, we're going to move on here and take a break with some PSAs while we switch around some equipment. But Joshua, thank you again for coming in, and give them that phone number one more time.
All right, yeah, you can contact me at 918-732-7964.
Okay. Well, Mado 2000,
Mado.
And we'll be talking to you again and keep in touch with what's going on there. Now, we're going to take a short pause here while we switch around, so don't be too surprised if you get more PSAs than usual, but we're here.
I started doing it when I was 11. I wanted to be just like my big brother. And some of my friends were already doing it. We got hooked fast. I just can't get enough. I'm Jacob, and I'm addicted to playing the drums.
There's lots of stuff that makes it cool to be Native. Doing meth isn't one of them. Find something better to do. Check out ncai.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America and the National Congress of American Indians.
Hear that? That's the sound of hope being killed by meth. Methamphetamine use is causing huge problems in our community. Hear that? That's the sound of something you can do about it. Events like rodeo, res ball, and family time can help keep kids away from meth.
Talk to your kids. Keep our culture alive. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America and the National Congress of American Indians.
Learn more at ncai.org.
Who am I? Am I native? I don't want people assuming things because I'm Indian. I just want to be me. But how do I live in two worlds? Some guys just check out by doing meth. But that ain't for me. Because I see my family, my friends, my drum making, my future. There are a lot of cool things about being who I am. And meth isn't one of them.
Learn more at ncai.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America and the National Congress of American Indians. Who am I? Am I Indian? Just 'cause I'm a girl from the res, don't make things up about me. What if I move away? Then who am I? Some kids try meth just to escape, but then I think about my grandma, my little brother, my beadwork, my poetry, and I think, I like who I am, and I know meth is not for me.
Check out ncai.org, a message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America and the National Congress of American Indians.
Okay, welcome back to Mvskoke Radio here on The Brew in beautiful, cloudy downtown Okmulgee. We have the pleasure of welcoming back Winnie Cooper, who has been with us before and has come back to share some music and kind of update us on some of the things that she's been up to. Welcome, Winnie. We appreciate you coming in and making some time with us here.
Hi. Thank you for having me back.
Okay, thank you. Don't get bashful now.
It's been about a year, right?
Yeah,
you've
about that.
Talked to us, that we've talked to you.
Yeah.
How's everything been in this last year for you?
Well, I guess took a little break from music for a little bit, and then I've done some more writing here recently, and I'm actually going to the studio on the 12th to start working on a new song.
Okay. So are you still kind of doing the Christian music thing?
No, I'm doing my original work, like more of my style.
Yeah, I like that.
Is that more jazzy, more folksy? You going to rock and roll for us?
Yeah. I'd say it's pretty folky, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Poetic, I'm sure. I feel like she has really good writing skills.
And that venue has really been good for a lot of Native musicians. Buffy St. Marie comes to mind, and a couple of others, Joanne Shenandoah, other things like that. So last time we spoke with you, you were kind of doing mini concerts on the weekends down in Henrietta. Is that still going on?
Yes, they still do concerts. I think it's once a month now. It's at the end of the month. And they're doing shows for recovery. Mm-hmm. So they have recovery group meetings and AA meetings on the last Saturday of each month.
Okay, and your music is still part of it?
Every now and then I'll go and I'll sing some songs to enlighten people.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. I mean, it's such a wonderful chance to listen to you. But people like that kind of break. That's why we do it here on this show, is to mix it up and so people don't get bored with us. But I don't know how they could ever get bored with you. Well, I tell you what, we're sitting here shooting the breeze. Perhaps maybe you'll share a tune with us now.
Yeah, I have my newest song prepared, so this is the one that I'm gonna go get recorded.
All right.
Is this Jerry? No.
And my roadie Morgan is adjusting a few things here. She's becoming more valuable to this show all the time.
Learning new things. Alrighty, whenever you're ready.
So this is just going to be a little bit of my new song called surrounding me. The rain pours down onto the ground. Can you hear that echoing sound? As the sky cries, as the sky cries, I feel today more than I have felt any other day. There's something, something burning, burning inside of me. Does this feeling have a name? I can hear the wind as it's coming, rushing past me as I dive into nothing, surrounding me with life. I can hear the wind as it's coming, rushing past me as I dive into nothing, surrounding me with life.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, honestly, that took a couple, unexpected turns for me because it was really quiet at first, and then you started getting into it with your guitar, and then you took a whole nother rhythm, I feel like, and it was really interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was really pretty.
Let me ask you, what does it take to put one of these tunes together? Like your inspiration for this one, first of all, where did that come from?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Or you won't tell me.
There's so many times where I just play. Like I'll have like a tune to a song maybe for quite a while, and I'll have no words to them, and then just something happens where the words just flow out of me, and I'll just write them down, and then I won't even realize what I did until I record it and play it back. Then I'm like, that's something I could work with.
And putting those feelings onto your music and recording it, do you ever feel like, oh, this is going to be a happy song, this is really going to be fun, or this has got a lot more tragic feel for it, but I just have to do it right now?
I want to say that majority of the time, I would say that I try to sing from my soul, and that's really just the main goal for me, is just to sing from my soul. And if you're an artist, and if you don't sing from your soul when you're doing your art, then what are you doing it for?
Wow. I've heard other artists, graphic artists, say, you're an artist all the time and you have to work at it. I mean, you can't just do something one time and then go play around and do something else and then come back and do another thing. He said you have to sort of work at it. You have to learn and keep developing your skill in your craft. Now, is that the same situation for you? Are you at it a lot?
I do think that over the time of my life, I haven't really felt like I knew myself. And when it comes to music, I feel like a lot of the times I'm able to speak how I feel, how I can express myself. And clearly I try to express myself on the outside too. And that's just really me as an artist. Everything that I do, I try to do it in an artistic way. But music has really helped me find myself, for sure. And that's really what I'm experimenting now on.
It's doing like more of your own music and your own thing, and
Yeah.
yeah. I think we all have to have that kind of like out or, guidance or pathway to kind of find yourself, you know what I mean? You're still pretty young, right? You're like 23, 22?
I'll be 23 September 1st.
Oh, okay,
so
cool,
I'm
yeah.
Still 22.
Still 22? Nobody likes you when you're 22, or is that 23? I can't remember. But so as you get older, do you ever find times where it's like hard to do music or that you're running dry?
I think there's periods of just kind of not really knowing where to go next.
Mm-hmm.
And for the time being, I'm pretty focused on my music right now. I'm trying not to set it on the side anymore. So I'm really just trying to get out there and especially start releasing some music.
Yeah, you're too talented to set it on the side. Don't do that. Yeah, focus on it. But it doesn't always pay the bills until you release something, right?
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
But for me, a lot of the times, music has been an outlet for kind of like healing purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Like listening to music, doing music is just pretty self-care. Wherever the road goes, I'm always going to be a musician, so.
Now, in taking that road, does it require some sacrifice? I mean, family time. I understand you have a family, and there are times perhaps when you wish something else was going on, or you have to take time away from a family event perhaps to go into a studio or sit and work with your guitar.
I've had some experiences with that, with maybe traveling, and I've missed school before, and I've missed work for sure.
Work?
But yeah, but I'm gonna keep doing my music.
Oh yeah, please.
Well, you don't have any kids, right? No kids yet. That helps a lot.
Yeah,
To be
coming from someone with a pair of them.
Yeah, they're, you can't, you know what I mean? That's my sacrifice right there. Like, if I,
Well, not necessarily a sacrifice.
sometimes I have to miss work or, miss things and, for them. That's where, for the time being, that's where mine is,
Sure.
Yeah, so it's just, that's like your baby, your music. So you gotta feed it, take care of it, you know what I mean? Sacrifice for it.
Couple of more technical questions, perhaps. Now, we've always seen you with a guitar and heard you. Do you play any other instruments, piano perhaps, or something?
Well, my dad would say that I could pick up any instrument and just play it by ear. That kind of runs in the family. As far as instrument-wise, I use the guitar because I know what chords I'm playing. So that's kind of where I stand with that.
So we're not likely to hear any trombone solos or
No.
Okay. As you have been developing your career, last we heard you had some pretty wonderful opportunities. You opened up for some big names and played some big gigs and things like that. Is that sort of thing still happening for you?
Well, here recently, I was just asked to sing at the festival again
Oh, yeah.
this year, so I'll be doing that.
Wonderful. Let us know. If is it like Friday, Saturday? Do you know yet?
I think it's the Saturday.
Okay. All right. Well, don't be too surprised if you see one of us pop up with a microphone.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be
Yeah.
there. I'll have my kids probably, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, all sitting around
Yeah.
getting hot and dusty.
Yeah, we'll all be asking you questions.
Well, here's a question. Would you do another song for us? Do you have another one lined up there that you'd care to share?
Let me see.
Or maybe like one that's really popular that people like.
I can play What's Up by Four Non Blondes.
Let's hear it.
Please.
25 years and my life is still trying to get up a great big hill of hope for a destination. I realized quickly when I knew I should that the world was made up of this brotherhood of man, for whatever that means. So I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out, what's in my head. And I am feeling a little peculiar. And when I wake in the morning, I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, hey, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I try, oh my God, do I try all the time in this institution, and I pray, oh my God, do I pray every single day for a revolution.
All right, that was great. You're just like really fun to listen to. Your voice is so pretty.
Thank you.
What kind of music do you listen to that kind of helps motivate you, or like that you're like, I want to sound like that, or that's the kind of sound I want?
Well, I pretty much listen to basically anything. My top 2 favorite bands at the moment is the Deftones and Placebo.
I guess I don't know them. Do you know them?
Are you kidding? Let me turn my mic on here. Are you kidding? This old codger here, I'm still listening to ELO and enjoying it.
And I don't know who they are either.
Ta-da! Oh, see what you got to look forward to when you get on.
Well, when it comes to bands, I like classic rock, like the Eagles and Queen and Steve Miller Band, stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm a fan of Little Feat, and of course ELO, and some Carly Simon. That really is just amazing. Now, while we're on this subject, Winnie, has the music industry begun paying attention now? Are you getting perhaps some offers or opportunities now?
I wouldn't say at the moment. I think maybe once I start getting my demos and stuff recorded, that'll things will start lining up for sure.
Put you back out there.
Yeah.
I think like just music industry and like being an artist, it has its ups and downs probably, it's not always stable, and kind of just works it if you work it. I feel like it would be really hard to get out there from Henrietta to, how's that being down here in Oklahoma in a small town?
Well, I actually moved back to Mvskoke a couple months ago.
Oh, okay. So you're living in Mvskoke now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they're starting to have a little more things to do up there.
Okay, that's cool. Who's from Mvskoke? Somebody famous is from Mvskoke.
I'm sure there are lots.
It's an old country singer.
Is that Merle?
Yeah, it is. Merle
Okay,
Haggard. Yeah, Merle Haggard.
Is he really?
Yeah. I
Beats
think
me.
so.
I don't know beans about country music.
I'm pretty sure that's it, yeah.
Okay.
What's the scene like over there? Is it like country music, or is it like, what's it like?
As far as I've seen, they have some like singer-songwriters. I'm trying to see about maybe getting on with the Roxy. They have a vocal contest on the 3rd that I might go to.
Oh, that sounds fun.
But
what will that be like? What's a vocal contest like?
It's sometimes it's pretty pressury.
Yeah.
Depending on who's running it, to be honest. But I'm gonna try this one out.
What about something like Kane's Ballroom in Tulsa? I mean, they put a lot of big name acts on their stage and have given some local folks some opportunities.
I haven't contacted them.
You should. Definitely should. I think Oklahoma needs to hear more of your talent there. We're really piling it on here.
I know. Like, go Winnie. No.
Yes. I knew her. She was in my studio.
Yeah, that'll be, one day you'll be able to say that, I hope. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll get her to autograph a CD. Speaking of which, have you released any? Are you putting any together? If somebody wanted to get samples of your music, is it available yet?
I've had stuff recorded in the past when I was in high school. It should still be up on YouTube. It is country, so it's not particularly what I'm doing now. But in the near future, I'll have some new music that I'll
It's more you now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say in the past you were kind of doing what you were told to do, or what other people wanted you to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could kind of see it.
Well,
Sometimes you kind of have to do that as a musician.
To get there, yeah.
Yeah.
So if someone, let me put it this way, are you getting a lot of requests perhaps for a particular song? Or
Like-
any requests at all?
Like, what do you mean?
When you go play somewhere, you've got people in the audience yelling "Free Bird," something like that. Do you have favorites that connect with your audience?
I do know when I go to the recovery shows, there's people that want to hear certain songs that I've wrote. I have another song that I'm working on at the moment that I wrote about alcohol addiction. And, well, I guess I have two of them, but I have a newer one now.
I liked your previous one that you had done. That one was like, really resonated with me and a lot of people I know, and it was really a beautiful song. So
Thank you.
yeah, I'm excited to hear your other one whenever you get done with it. You'll have to let me know and I'll come watch, since I still live in Henrietta.
Are there tunes that sometimes get too painful, perhaps, to perform or put together? Things that perhaps reach into your heart.
Really personal.
Yeah.
Well, there's times where I'll go to sing a song that I've wrote and I'll wind up crying on stage.
Oh,
And then there's songs where I've done covers. It's just, music speaks with me fully.
But you're not going to do anything like "Sympathy for the Devil" or "Stairway to Heaven." No, that's a little out of here. Okay. All right. Well, the chance to hear you is, I think, going to have to increase. Are you looking at any gigs in the future where people could come hear you?
Maybe like little dive bars or something, playing in bars.
That's something that I'm going to have to work on this year.
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple venues that I've been to, like Gypsy Coffee House in Tulsa. I've been there before, and there's a couple other places I can't think of at the moment. But
I just have visions of you playing to a coffee house crowd, but not something like Torchy's or anything like that, where you need to get past the smell of stale beer and sawdust. Do you think you'll keep going in a more positive direction there as far as playing places?
yeah, I try to keep my eyes open, and if I see anything where they need music or whatever, I get in contact with them for sure.
I feel like you definitely probably have more opportunity for that in Mvskoke than you do like Henrietta or Omolgi for sure.
Yeah.
There's just a little bit more of a crowd there, and it's closer to Tulsa and things like that. But you have a day job, right?
Well, I did.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I started at this place that was like customer service, like call center type of stuff, or it was for FedEx.
Yeah.
And I've never done anything like that before, and I was willing to give it a try, and I did, and it's not for me, so
Yeah.
so I'm looking for something else.
I'm looking for, Winnie is for hire, guys.
Well, yeah, I'm trying racking my brain here. Jeanette Overall runs a couple of places in town. It used to be Pickles, but she moved on to another spot to west of Tulsa, and puts a lot of local talent on there, and would be delighted to have a Creek musician come in and talk with her. But if I remember that later on, we'll get it to you, and perhaps you can debut there also.
Yeah, I can definitely see where a call center wouldn't be your type of thing. So, I think any kind of thing we can help you with, getting involved with the community centers, playing for them, or just getting your name out there, we would love to help you do that, support you, for sure.
Yeah, it's not like it's going to be the BOK Center, but we'll try and do what we can.
Yeah, it's something. Getting your name out there.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been invited to go on a tour or open for someone that is a really well-known name?
Well, I can't remember if I actually talked about this last time, but
I think you did, yeah.
was it the FFA?
Yeah.
convention. Yeah, the FFA convention. I guess somebody had seen me perform, and they actually contacted my teacher at the school, and they invited me to come open for Vince Gill at a with that big like cattle sale auction thing. And,
Oh boy.
yeah.
Were you upwind or downwind from the stockyard? Well, I tell you what, we got about just about 9 minutes left in the program. Do you have something perhaps real short that you could share with us as we wrap up today?
I like one of your covers. You know, what was it? You did it last time, but it was like a cover, but you made it your own.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
Was it I'll Fly Away?
Yes.
I believe that was
Yeah.
it. And
Okay.
take your time with it. If we run out of show, run out of music is not what we want, but just take us out.
Some glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, bye, bye, I'll fly away. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, bye, bye, I'll fly away. Oh, I'll fly away. Ooh, I'll fly away. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away.
I love that. That is so pretty.
Thank you.
I love the little twist you put on it. It's very, I don't know, gives it that Winnie feel for sure.
It makes shivers go up and down your
I
spine.
know. It's beautiful.
We still got about another 5 minutes here. As the career progresses now, do you think there is a goal perhaps that you want to achieve, something that you're shooting for?
Well, I'm kind of trying to do like a step-by-step process. So at the moment, I'm really focusing on songwriting and getting my stuff together for sure, and really working on studio time and putting some demos together, and for sure this year releasing a single, and maybe even working my way up to an album.
We certainly would be looking forward
Yeah,
to that.
I think those are good goals. I feel like you don't care about being famous or anything like that. I feel like you just want to do music, and I think that's a beautiful thing. Like, I can feel humility around you, so I think that's a part of it,
Well, being humble is wonderful, but you still got to pay the bills, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Recording time is not cheap, right?
It's worth it. I'm just going to go wherever the road takes me.
Now, do you have a lot of control in what you do? I mean, things you want to, places you want to play, perhaps that you get to because you planned, or a lot of opportunities just fall in your lap?
A lot of the times I kind of rely on opportunity for the time being. I mean, it'd be crazy if one day I was big enough to play on BOK stage. That'd be crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You have the potential. Like, you really do.
Right. I was thinking also the weird stuff like America's Got Talent, perhaps, or what is the other one?
American Idol.
Yeah.
Didn't you say you had tried one time?
Yeah.
Have you thought about trying again?
Well, I think all of their auditions are online now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's kind of different. I feel like that's not... I feel like you would have to be in person to really hear somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me, though.
Yeah, well, that's all right. You don't need Paula Abdul or somebody like, what's that English guy's name?
Simon Cowell.
Yeah, giving you a hard time when you're playing. We would love to see you out there. I think you would probably slaughter the competition. And as we say, we've found out that you possibly could be appearing locally here in something. Now, in the last 2 minutes, you're going to make some music for us. Just anything. You can noodle on your guitar if you want, but anything you care to share?
I don't know.
You don't have a noodling tune?
What do you do when you just play?
Well, I play Wayfaring Stranger a lot.
Go right ahead. You've been listening to Mvskoke Radio. Join us again next week for more local, tribal, and community news and updates. But